Have you ever agreed with something, even when you knew it was wrong? Not because you were confused, but because everyone else said it first. You felt that small hesitation inside and ignored it. Why does your mind do that? And more importantly, can you trust your own judgment? Problem deep dive. There's a quiet moment most people never talk about. You're in a group, friends, classmates, colleagues. A simple question is asked. Everyone answers the same way, but your mind says something different. For a second, you feel it clearly. This doesn't look right. But then something shifts. You look around. No one else seems uncertain. No one else is questioning it. So you pause, and slowly, you adjust your answer. Not fully, just enough to fit in. Later, you think about it again, and it bothers you. Not because the answer mattered, but because you changed yours. This isn't just about small decisions. It shows up in conversations, opinions, even beliefs. You laugh at jokes you don't find funny. You agree with views you don't fully accept. You stay silent when something feels off. Over time, something deeper starts to change. You begin to doubt your own perception. You start asking yourself, maybe I was wrong. And the more this happens, the quieter your inner voice becomes. This pattern is known in psychology as conformity. But it's not just behavior. It slowly shapes identity. And it all connects back to a simple, unsettling question. If everyone around you is wrong, would you still trust yourself? Reframe. It's easy to think this means you're weak, that you lack confidence or clarity, but that's not what's happening. Your brain isn't failing you. It's protecting you. Because for most of human history, being different wasn't just uncomfortable. It was dangerous. Being excluded from the group meant losing safety, losing resources, sometimes even survival. So your mind developed a system, a quiet instinct that says, stay aligned, stay accepted. What feels like doubt is often your brain choosing connection over accuracy, not because truth doesn't matter, but because belonging feels more urgent. But here's the part most people miss. This system doesn't turn off in modern life, even when there's no real danger, even when the stakes are small. And that's where things start to get complicated. Psychological mechanism. In the Asch Conformity Experiment, people were shown simple lines. They had to choose which line matched a reference. The answer was obvious, almost impossible to get wrong. But there was a twist. Everyone else in the room intentionally gave the wrong answer. And one by one, participants started agreeing with them, even when it made no sense. Why? Because your brain runs on two powerful forces. 1. Social validation. 2. Perceptual doubt. Let's break this down. Visual, abstract brain. Animation. Your brain doesn't experience reality directly. It constantly compares your perception with others. Think of it like a calibration system. What if everyone else sees something differently? Your brain assumes you might be the one misaligned. This is called informational influence, a simple mental model. Imagine your mind as a compass. When you're alone, it points clearly. But in a group, multiple magnets appear around it. Each person's opinion slightly pulls your direction. At some point, your compass stops pointing north. It starts pointing toward the group. Visual, slow-moving light patterns. Then comes the second force, normative influence. This isn't about being right. It's about being accepted. Your brain predicts outcomes. If I disagree, what happens? Rejection, awkwardness, isolation. Even subtle signals, like silence or a look, activate threat responses in the brain. A visual person walking alone at night. The same areas that process physical pain light up during social rejection. So your brain makes a trade. I'll adjust my answer to avoid that feeling. And just like that, conformity happens. Not loudly, not consciously, but quietly, consistently. And here's the deeper question. If your perception can be influenced this easily, how often are your thoughts truly yours? Practical framework. You can't remove this instinct, but you can become aware of it and reduce its influence, not by forcing confidence, but by understanding your brain. 1. Pause before agreement. What to do? When you feel yourself agreeing quickly, pause for a few seconds. But why it works. This interrupts automatic social processing and activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for independent thinking. Example: in a meeting, instead of instantly nodding, you take a breath and say, "Let me think about that." Visual: empty room with sunlight. That small pause creates space for your real opinion. 2. Separate perception from judgment. What to do? Ask yourself, what do I actually see? Versus, what are others saying? Why it works. This reduces informational influence by anchoring your brain in direct perception. Example: if everyone says a solution is perfect, you mentally check, do I actually think this works? Not what feels safe, but what feels accurate. 3. Normalize internal disagreement. What to do? Allow yourself to have a different opinion internally, without expressing it immediately. Why it works. This reduces the fear response tied to social rejection. Your brain learns that disagreement doesn't equal danger. Example: in a group discussion, you think, I don't agree with this. You don't force yourself to speak yet, but you also don't overwrite your thought. Visual: notebook, with one sentence. Written: you keep it. That's the first step of independence. 4. Find one anchor person. What to do? Identify at least one person who values honest thinking over agreement. Why it works. The brain feels safer expressing individuality when there's at least one ally. This reduces normative pressure. Example: in a team, there's one person who questions things openly. You align with that energy. Suddenly, you're not alone, and your brain relaxes its need to conform. 5. Practice low-stakes disagreement. What to do? Start disagreeing in small, low-risk situations. Why it works. Gradual exposure rewires the brain's threat response. Disagreement becomes less emotionally intense. Example: you say, I actually see it differently in a casual conversation. Nothing bad happens. Your brain learns something new. I can disagree and still belong. Visual: waves moving. Slowly. And that changes everything over time. Integration. All of this comes back to one simple idea. Your mind is not just searching for truth. It's balancing two needs: accuracy and belonging. But think of it like a scale. On one side, what is true. On the other, what keeps you connected. Most of the time, your brain quietly adjusts the balance, not because you're weak, but because connection feels essential. The goal isn't to remove this balance, it's to become aware of it. So when the moment comes, you can choose, not react. Visual: abstract balance scale, fading in and out. Quiet, empowering. Close. There will always be moments when the group feels louder than your own thoughts, Moments where it's easier to agree than to pause. But somewhere inside you, there's a quieter signal. Not loud, not forceful, just steady. The more you listen to it, the clearer it becomes. And maybe that's the real shift. Well, not becoming someone who never conforms, but someone who notices when they do. Because awareness doesn't make you perfect, but it gives you a choice. And sometimes, that's enough to change everything.